Hey people, how's it going? Welcome back to Albums Ranked, the series where I take a band's entire discography and rank them from my least favorite to the most favorite. Today is a very, very special and very exciting one that I've been probably most excited about doing since this whole thing began, and we're tackling the monsters of everything that is harmonic, everything that is good about metal basically, and that's boom, we're tackling Iron Maiden this morning. Yes. We got a brand new album come out literally about 3 days ago. I've spent all weekend pretty much just jamming it over and over again, and it's just gotten me super excited. And now it is finally time to embark on the epic 17 album discography quest to rank Iron Maiden's full catalogue. Without further ado, let us please dive and commence this countdown. So first and foremost, if you've seen my Iron Maiden album tier list, you might get a vaguely good idea of what order these are going to appear in. But if you haven't, then strap in, because I've got quite a controversial opinion about certain Maiden albums. And for starters, coming in at number 17 is the album that does nothing for me at all, and that is the 1990 release No Prayer for the Dying. This is album number 8 in their catalogue, and I've just never, ever bothered to, well, no, not bothered to listen to it, obviously, but I've never grown attached to it. I'm not a fan of 90s music. Like, grunge and whatnot is probably like one of the worst genres in the world, and obviously these guys aren't like that, but you could just tell there's something different going on here. Obviously, Adrian Smith is out of the band, one of the band's key guitar players, and it got replaced by Yannick, who is a phenomenal guitar player. I'm not saying Yannick's a bad player or whatever. He does an incredible job, but you can just tell, all right, we've got more shredding now, and like not a lot of soulful solos. Tail Gunner, the opener, is dumb. The only song on here that I actually won't mind listening to is probably the title track itself, No Prayer for the Dying, which is weird because it's a slower one. But it's just really, that sounds really nice. I do quite enjoy that one. And I guess Holy Smoke 2 is okay. But the video for Holy Smoke is hilarious. Please go look at that if you want. And Bring Your Daughter is just, it's just there. So yeah, I'm gonna chuck not much to say about this album. My descriptions will get better as we get further down the line. So number 17 is No Prayer for the Dying. Number 16, quickly getting through the first half of this video. Number 16 is the album that comes immediately afterwards, and that is ninth album, Fear of the Dark. Kind of a bit like No Prayer. There's not a lot on this album too that I like. The only ones that really stand out to me are probably the what's it called? Fear is the Key is quite a fun one, and Afraid to Shoot Strangers is really, really nice as well. I heard the Sabaton cover of that, and it made me want to go back to re-listen to the original. And of course, you've got the title track, Fear of the Dark, which is an epically live. It's made for live. That song. This song sounds very, very strange, not live, because there's no chantings in the melodies and whatnot. But I'd rather listen to this than No Prayer, but this is still way down for me. Awesome Airs, moving up now. Number 15, we tackle a release that's quite recent. You know, it's recent enough, I guess. It's 11 years old, believe it or not, and that is I think it's actually the 15th release, and that is The Final Frontier. Now, I know a lot of people, I find that this album's, it's sort of maybe kind of divided. You know, you get the people who just don't like it. I think I come into that category. And then you get the people that really, really do like it and can pick apart every song. Like I say, we're getting better now, and these songs are, some of these songs are actually really, really good, I won't lie. Satellite 15, the opener, that's probably like literally the worst moment on the whole album. The song itself, Final Frontier, is actually really, really cool as well. El Dorado is a single, so I will genuinely find that a bit boring, because it's just a simple single, you know. Mother of Mercy is probably another one that gets a bit, Bruce is singing a bit too hardcore at the moment, so just calm it down. Coming Home is nice. The Alchemist is fun. and then the huge long ones, you have the Isle of Avalon, and then you've got the other one, which is the Talisman. That's all good. And then another 8-10 minutes. The Man That Would Be King is cool, and When the Wild Wind is probably one of my top three Maiden songs of all time. Just that melody and the whole thing about it, the end of the world. It's just super super good. It's a really really good song, and like I say, it's not a bad album, but they've done better. So that's why it's number 15. Number 14, we're moving up again. This one is the album that comes directly after Final Frontier, and that is 2016's The Book of Souls. I have the actual book form of this, and this is probably one of the coolest things about it. Like, it's a book of souls. You open it and all the souls came out, and it was just like, whoa. Nah, but this album is okay. This album's not bad, but it isn't mind blowing either. Like, there's a big chunk in the there's a few here that are skippable, definitely for me. Speed of Light is probably definitely the weakest song on here. Again, it's the single. Seeing a trend here. If Eternity Should Fail is probably one of the better songs on this album. I really like The Great Unknown. Just a calm, simple 5-minute. I like the melody, how it rises and then it drops. I just think it's so cool. The red and the black, though, holy damn! Ancient Mariner 2.0 on that song, and that's probably what saves it. Saves the first half, rather. The Book of Souls, the song, I actually quite like that one as well. Death or Glory is a bit, yeah. Shadows of the Valley is fun. I love the middle section in that song. That's a really cool little bit. But then, of course, you have to talk about Empire of the Clouds, the 18-minute orchestral mammoth. It's a good song. Coming from a guy that likes long songs, it's not a mission at all to listen to it. I like to listen to it when I'm on plane rides. It makes landing a really fun time. Trust me, you feel like something's about to happen. And it's a great way to end it, and it's a bit shame that it won't be played live. I doubt it's ever going to be played live, but who knows? Maybe they'll do what all the metal bands do lately. So and so live with the XYZ Symphonic Orchestra. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. But number 14, The Book of Souls. All right, cool. So now we're moving up. So I don't own this album on CD. I'm owning it on LP vinyl, and that's all right. It's down here anyway. This is the latest album to own, and plot twist: it's not Senjutsu. I don't have Senjutsu yet. I'm waiting for it in the mail. Number 13 is Virtual 11. I have a funny connection to this album. No, it's not the first album I ever heard. No, it's not got the first songs I ever heard on it. However, I didn't own this album for a very, very long time, so I always forgot about it, and I always heard rumors that it was Maiden's worst album. However, I'm sitting here thinking, well, it can't be any worse than No Prayer. So I eventually listened to it online, and I just listened to it over and over again. I always found myself like listening to it at work. Maybe I discovered that Maiden hadn't had Bruce in anymore, so maybe that intrigued me. But despite what you think, yes, there are some weird things on here, but it's still a good album. Let me tell you why. Future Real is a fun little catchy single song. Again, a cute little single to opener. I won't deny The Angel and the Gambler is a bit over drawn out. That's the word. A 10-minute song of the same lyrics for about 99 times gets a bit old real quick. Lightning Strikes Twice and The Klansman on side 2 is probably obviously the best side on the album because it has The Klansman. The Klansman acts as literally one of Maiden's greatest songs, no matter who sings it. Blaze did it fine. Obviously, he sounds good on it. Bruce does it amazingly. So, The Klansman's such a good song, and it's definitely the album's saving grace. Maybe that's why I love it so much, because I fell in love with The Klansman. That's where it came from. I got my hands on Ed Hunter, the compilation, and it had The Klansman on it, and I just thrashed that. And then I found the album later after that, and was like, yeah, okay, cool. I don't mind this album. When Two Worlds Collide and The Educated Fool, those as well are quite good songs. I really do like them. However, Don't Look Into the Eyes of a Stranger is a bit like The Gambler. It gets a bit repetitive and gets very, very boring. And Como Estais Amigos, we don't want to talk about that because that's just not good at all. But yes, number 13, Virtual 11. Now this one is probably going to make a few of you quit the video for what I'm about to say next. So you've been warned. Number 12 for me is literally not my favorite. Obviously, that's why it's at 12. And that is the 1988 release, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I know. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I do not enjoy this album at all. Well, no, it's not a lot. I do enjoy it to a certain degree. It's not the worst thing Maiden's ever done, but it is definitely the most commercialized Maiden have ever done, and that's definitely why I don't like it. Can I Play With Madness has to be top 3 worst songs they've done, I reckon. I've never liked it. It's radio friendly, and it's just not cool. The Evil That Men Do, yeah, it's fine, but it's literally the Trooper reincarnated. You've got to have that Gallop song, and it's just overplayed. At least it is here. Seventh Son, the song, I will say, saves the album because it's a 10-minute epic story about prophecies, clairvoyance, and things like that, which, funny enough, are the 2 next tracks, the prophecy and the clairvoyant. They're fine. Only The Good Die Young is okay, but literally, this only just beats Virtual, I reckon. It's an okay album. A lot of people would rank this in top 3, and I just look at them like they're deranged. I'm just like, how do you put that higher than literally everything I haven't said, you know? But yeah, I'm not gonna linger on this album. If you're gonna unsubscribe because of that, by all means, go hard. But literally, it's okay. It's not my favorite. So we'll just move on, I reckon. Number 11. Number 11, we go back to the 90s and we get reunited with Blaze again. You guessed it. Number 11 is 1995's The X Factor. This album, again, a bit like Virtual, needs a few listens before it really, really gets into you. Have you listened to Sign of the Cross? If you haven't, do it, regardless of who sings it. Bruce sings it live these days. Blaze sings it on the record. Again, opening the album with another long song. That song's literally like 11 minutes long. Such a good mood setter, and it really sets the tone up for what this album is about. It's so low, it's so dark, it's sort of depressing, but like it's still Maiden to a point. And as always, there are some really stupid songs on this one as well. 2 a.m. is just not cool. I'm not really a fan of that. And the Man on the Edge, again, the single, I don't like Man on the Edge, it's silly. But Fortunes of War, The Aftermath, Judgment of Heaven, literally Blood on the World's Hands, and The Unbeliever. The Unbeliever is really, really cool. It's got a really fun intro, and it sounds fun. And I remember listening to that through Christmas one year, jamming this album, and it was just really, really cool. I attached myself to that song. So this album is cool. It's a bit long. It's like 70 odd minutes. So obviously take time off to listen to it. But I can probably guarantee if you haven't heard this before, you're probably not going to like it straight away if you're used to what Maiden sound like. It's quite different, but at the same time, it's not. It's I can tell it's them, even with different singers, but the music is still the same. So give it a try. Please give it a try. I reckon it's underrated, and it's just amazing. It's really, really good. It's really good if you're into dark, slow. It's the 90s, so what do you expect? But yeah, number 11 is The X Factor for me. Sweet as, getting close to the top now. One more for the double digits, and album 10 for me is Bruce's comeback album, and that is 2000's Brave New World. Very, very cool album. I do like this album. So now I'm going to start talking positively about all these albums. Brave New World is a really cool album. It's definitely a huge increase in everything being better than Virtual 11, the album before it. Obviously, the world rejoiced when Bruce and Adrian came back. They're both back in the band now, with also Yannick's Yannick's still in the band as well. So now we've got 3 guitar players. We're a 6-piece, and it's just everybody. There's so much guitar work on here. It's just insane. Everybody gets enough show-off time, and it's awesome. The Wicker Man is one of the more simplest Iron Maiden songs. It sort of reminds me of Wrath Child in a way, but it's a really cool way to open the album. Ghost of the Navigator's fun. My least favorite on this song is probably the title track, Brave New World, just because of I remember not liking the vocal range when I first heard it. I just thought it was just such a high song and didn't need to be sang that high all the time, but it sort of grew on me. The Mercenary and Dream of Mirrors. Dream of Mirrors is a very cool song. Definitely the album's 10-minute epic. But then you've also got the Nomad and Out of the Silent Planet as well. That's a fun one. This album is really, really cool. But the one that really made me want to buy this is the one song that I haven't commented on yet, and that is Blood Brothers. I learned that song straight away when I heard that song on guitar, and it was just such a beautiful song. Lyrics were wonderful. The solos were so nice, and it just, yeah. I didn't want the album until I heard that song, and I was like, yeah, okay, I need it. So, yeah, it's a cool album. It's definitely more upbeat than the '90s albums that we heard, and yeah. So coming out of those, it's just such a huge impact on the world, being like, yes, Maiden are back, and they're ready to become heavy metal gods again. So yeah, number 10 is Brave New World. Cool. Now we've got number 9. Number 9 is another album after the year 2000, and I have this on 2 formats. Again, I got this around. I got this one around my birthday, and I had the CD for years upon years. Probably the CD itself is probably 10 years old. But anyway, I can't believe in 2 years this album is 10 years old, and that 20 years old. Sorry, and that is 2003's Dance of Death. This one is a very, very cool album. See. We got it on 2 formats because Die Hard. Reason I quite like this album is I remember when I first heard the song Dance of Death. I saw Death on the Road, the live performance, and at that point I was very unaware. I wasn't even aware that Maiden had 3 guitar players. So I just listened to all of Maiden's early stuff, and so this song was interesting because, for one, it had an acoustic guitar in it, and I was like, what's going on here? And it was an 8-minute song, Dance of Death. It's really, really cool, and I love the lick that accommodates that song, and it's just super, super good. And then I went to Maiden announced that they were coming here in 2008, and then that's when I bought the CD because I was like, I love that song. Let's just see if the album's good. And it is. It does stick up to it. Again, simple single to open the album. We got Wildest Dreams, a nice little written riff to keep you going. Rainmaker, nah. No More Lies, nah. Sorry. Monster Gure, big yes. Dance of Death, big yes. Gates of Tomorrow, yeah, not bad. But then you've got the other epic, which is Passchendaele, which is a really, really awesome, typical Iron Maiden war, battle, conflict song. It's just awesome. It's one of Adrian's greatest songs that he's ever worked on, that he's ever written. And then one that doesn't get talked enough about is definitely Face in the Sand. I'm pretty sure that's the only song where Nico needs a double pedal to play the intro on the drums to that. I could be wrong. I probably am, but yeah. Really, really cool album. And Journeyman as well, the acoustic piece at the end. So cool. And despite what you say about the artwork, yes, it's a bit simmy, like, The Sims, but Eddie is the Grim Reaper. I'm surprised it took them 20-odd years to finally do that. But the stage set of this tour was awesome, and just, yeah, really, really cool album. Number 9, Dance of Death. Sweet As Team, number 8, literally the same premise. I have this album on 2 formats, and it is the album that comes in immediately after Dance of Death, and that is A Matter of Life and Death. Same thing again, bought this album when they were coming here, just because, why not? And then this one was around the birthday, so it's not a concept album as such, but it definitely has themes. I mean, look, you can guess what the theme is, but This album is very, very cool. It's very live. It's very heavy. It's very dark. It's very long, but it's very, very good. Again, we start with a 4-minute single. We've got Different World, which is not the weakest song in my opinion. Different World is a great single. I really do like it. These Colors Don't Run, fantastic. Brighter Than a Thousand Suns, ooh. Again, you're screeching a bit too much for my liking, I think. I'm sorry, but that's what I reckon. The Pilgrim, The Longest Day, and Out of the Shadows. The Pilgrim is cool, like another 4-minute, just fun sort of. Well, it's not fun, it's a dark song, but it's still melodically fun. The Longest Day is about war, you know, how man can survive the longest day and things like that. Out of the Shadows is about being born and you're king for a day, as Bruce says. Very cool side, I do like that one. But then we've got the reincarnation of Benjamin Brieg. No clue who that is. That's a cool song, nice sort of steady tempoed song. But then you get through that and then you come on to the epic one that this one provides, and that is For the Greater Good of God. Literally, when I heard that song, I was like, holy damn. I went and learned that song guitar straight away, and to this day, it still stands as top 5 Maiden for me. That song is just wow. I love the melodies in that. It's a real dark, religiously fighting song, if you know what I mean. It's like a war on terror kind of song. It's so good. Lord of Light's cool, and then the last song, The Legacies, which this song that doesn't have any choruses, just has themes and passages through it. Such good album. That song starts with acoustics and just has almost an eerie ending, like with how the vocals are sang, but it's just such a good album, honest to God. This album is so, so good. 2006 is A Matter of Life and Death, coming in at number 8. Now, number 7 is actually, funny enough, an album that I don't own, and that's only because of COVID-19 delays. My country is in lockdown, literally, when the album was released, so none of my shops have stocked it because it's still on shipping containers. We'll get over it. And that is Iron Maiden's latest release, Senjutsu. Yeah, I've chucked Senjutsu quite high up. And I literally was tossing between what was better, Matter of Life or Senjutsu, because there are some riffs in Senjutsu that remind me of Matter. There are some riffs in Senjutsu that remind me of Brave New World. I've listened to the album like all weekend, and I've learned that it's a really, really good album. There are some amazing songs on there, which I don't have the track listing in front of me. Literally. So we all know Stratego and we all know Writing on the Wall. Those two songs got us super excited about this new release from the band. And then when the album came out, I was going to wait till my album turned up because I expected it to turn up quite quickly because it's only from down the road. No, I got an email saying it's coming later in the month. So I was like, well, I'm not waiting that long to listen to it. So I had to do Spotify. And so the song Senjutsu opens. We've got another opener that's quite long. It's like 8 minutes. It's almost like, at first I thought it was almost like an intro. Like, not like Ides of March, but like an intro track, until I noticed it was 8 minutes and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I liked it. I thought that song was cool. But then I liked definitely like the second half of the album better. Lost in a Lost World is such a cool song. And it's a long song. And that song, if you haven't heard the album, that song's got some funky, like, sort of twists in it. Like, it's got this almost moody blues-like intro with the vocals and the guitars. It just sounds real folky almost. It sounds really, really different. Days of Future Past is probably my least favorite on the album, just because it's quite simple. It's only 4 minutes, so it's not a single, but it's single material, you could say. The Time Machine has a really, really nice opening riff and reminds me a lot of Hallowed Be Thy Name, in a way, just in a way. There's a little section in the middle where it's just like, yeah, that's Hallowed. That's the original roots that we like. But then the second half of the album is when the insane parts come out. You've got 3 songs that flow. Well, you've got 4, but you've got 3 that are worth talking about, where they flow one straight after. Like, they're all written by Harris. They're all written by Steve, so you know straight away that they're going to be incredible. And they are The Death of the Celts, The Parchment, and Hell on Earth. Holy damn, those 3 deserve, like, so much recognition, it's not funny. The Death of the Celts is the Klansman Part 2, which is awesome. The Parchment is like a 12-minute... It's almost red and blacky in terms of like how many different riffs and solos and melodies there are in it. It just keeps going, and there's just this on flow of verses, and they just keep going. And it's like 12 minutes, and it's just so damn good. And then it ends with Hell on Earth, which has one of the funnest vocal melodies for the first half that I've ever heard. And again, that's like a war on terror kind of song as well. And it's just honestly such a nice way to end the whole album. And I'm so annoyed that I don't have it yet. I'm gonna go mental when it turns up. So yeah, honestly, number 7. I'm pretty sure. Did I say 7? Yeah, number 7 is Senjutsu. All right, now we're getting excited. We're tackling number 6. We're getting into like the OG eras now. We all know what's left, so let's just get straight into it. Again, I think other than this was one of the first Maiden albums I owned, not heard, owned, and that is 1983's Peace of Mind. Yeah, we're going for Peace of Mind at number 6. Again, we got 2 of them because gotta have 2 of them. But yeah, so this one is quite heavy, and it's honestly a great album. It honestly is. There's nothing bad to say in a way, not anymore. For the albums that we have left, there's nothing wrong with them. Where Eagles Dare is probably the greatest opening song in the world. That drum, where it's just great. It just goes and goes. Really shows off what Nico could do. Nico's entered the band now. Right, how can we show him off? We just chuck on a drum intro and boom, everyone's like, yes, let's go. This album comes with Flight of Icarus, great single. This album comes with The Trooper, great single, bit overplayed, but great single more or less. But it's also got some awesomely, hidden ones on here that only get played like when you're doing discography rankings and you need to listen to the whole thing. And that is songs like Quest for Fire. Have you listened to Quest for Fire? My God, that is boppy. Like, dun 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 dun. It's so fun. I love Quest for Fire. And Sun and Steel was cool, and also To Tame a Land is great as well. And Die With Your Boots On. Boots? I don't talk like that. Die With Your Boots On. Not your best work, but hey, every album's got like a filler on it, don't they? So yeah, I really do quite like Peace of Mind. Album that I will admit I don't play very often, but it's still cool when it gets thrown on, and yeah, I quite like it. So number 6 is Peace of Mind. Number 5, we tackle a Paul Di'Anno album. So yeah, we go right back to the start. Well, not right back to the start, literally just after the start, and that is 1981's Killers. We're tackling Killers at number 5. Again, we've got 2 of them, but yeah, 1981's Killers. This album, for a sophomore, is insane. It is so good, and literally has some of the greatest early stuff on here. Like Ides of March is like, it's such a get hyped song. You can imagine back in the day when this album came out, and you would go see them live, and the Ides of March would start playing, and you're just like, yes, I'm so ready. And what else we got in here? We got Wrathchild, great song. Murders in the Rue Morgue, that's a cool song too. That's really cool. That's a really good one. The instrumental, Genghis Khan, very Phantom of the Opera, but very, very cool. I love it as well. And the title track, Killers. How can you not love Killers? It's just such a cool song. Prodigal Son, the acoustic piece. Oh my God. And then you got Purgatory and Drifter, which are just like, they're fun, but they're just there, they're not there to do anything insane. Innocent Exile is a great one as well, but my God, honestly, such a good album. Definitely, I play this one quite a bit, and probably top 3 Eddies, I think, this one. Literally, he's so cool. Number 5. Number 4, I'm just going to get straight into it. Number 4 is Somewhere in Time. Yep. Somewhere in Time is a fantastic album, and yes, it's very different. Gotta have 2 of them. It's very different. not really. It's different in sound. Obviously, it's got synthy guitars and not a lot of chugging. You could say Power Slave, the album before it, has a lot of chug, and Somewhere in Time doesn't. It's got electric synths and stuff in it. It's called Somewhere in Time, the opening song. That song pretty much sets you up for what you're about to hear over the next 45 minutes. And it's just great. Wasted Years, fantastic song. Love the intro to that. Never get tired of playing it. I love to play that song. It's such good fun. Sea of Madness is probably the weakest song for me, just for the singing. Heaven Can Wait is better off this album than it is live. I really don't like how Bruce sings it live. But then side 2 is literally the better side for sure. Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. Such a coolly running, you run to that song and you'll run for miles, I swear. Stranger in a Strange Land, great single, great song. I love that. The second I heard it, it was so good. But then Alexander the Great, the album closer, such a good one. Really, really good. I remember finding that one when I found The Klansman, around the same era, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, yes, I like this one. But then, the one that I didn't talk about because I need to talk about more, Deja Vu. Go listen to this album and get excited for Deja Vu. It's such a good song. Deja Vu it's just got such a cool, such a cool melody in it, I think, and the words crack me up, and I just love it. I just love Deja Vu. Deja Vu is such a cool song. It's such a cool album. I've played this one way too many times in my life, and it's just... But at the same time, I'm not mad, because it's such a good album. So, yeah. Number 4, Somewhere in Time. Cool. Here we go, team. Number 3 is probably a bit like Seventh Son. A lot of people's number 1s, but not me. It's number 3, and that is 1984's Power Slave. Awesome album. Celebrated 37 years on the 3rd. It's the same release date as Senjutsu. And very chuggy. The thing with Power Slave is people say this is definitive Maiden. And in a way, I would agree. Because in a way, it's Maiden at their peak. It's straight hard rock with melodies and harmonies, which is what they're famous for. So you could say this is like the epitome of Maiden. This, obviously, they did the World Slavery Tour for this one, toured on the road for it for 13 months or something ridiculous like that. And Live After Death came out of it, and it was just an incredible live show. Not that I was there, but anyway. Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight. 2 singles, great songs. Aces High is definitely one of the more fun ones on this one. Lost for Words, the instrumental, Big Aura, so cool. Honestly, so fun. It's definitely... It's just such a fun song. Flash of the Blade is cool. The Duelist is really good too. And then you flip over the side, and you've got Back in the Village, which I think is the weaker one of the fillers, I'll say, out of the 3 I just mentioned. The title track, Power Slave, such a cool song. I heard that on Somewhere Back in Time, the compilation that came out, and I was like, yep, I quite like that one. And then the opus, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, the 13-minute closer. Literally fell in love with that as well as soon as I heard it. I thought, yes, please. Some people say it's a bit boring because it's like 7 minutes of simple gallops before it changes, and then it changes again at the end. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's what you wait for. This is why we listen to Maiden, for those gallops and whatnot. But yeah, that song is brilliant songwriting. The credits of that song just go to Steve himself, and it's just so cool. So yeah, definitely a fantastic album. Celebrated 37 years the other day, and we'll all still be playing it when we celebrate 47 years, no doubt. So yeah, Power Slave, number 3. Number 2 is Iron Maiden's 1982 release, Number of the Beast. And how can this one not be in the top 3? This album is freaking insane. This was the first album that I ever owned. Not this one. I bought this one much, much later. But this one was a Christmas present. And I'd be surprised if it doesn't play anymore because it was thrashed that much. But anyway, 1982's Number of the Beast. Holy damn. Do we need to talk about this album in detail? Because we all know what's on it, but we're going to anyway. Invaders is a cool opener. I really, really love that song. And it kind of punches you in the face when you realize, wait a minute, that's not Paul Di'Anno. That's right. We've got a new singer now. We have Bruce on the game. Children of the Damned is a really nice song. I saw that live, weirdly enough. He busted that out on the Book of Souls tour. Very strange, but good. The Prisoner, great intro. Great drum intro, great guitar, very powerful. 22 Acacia Avenue, the sequel to Charlotte the Harlot from the first album. And that's definitely what I call catchy metal. It's bouncy, and the solos in there are so good, and everything about it is just really, really fun. Flip the album and you get side 2. You have The Number of the Beast, the song. Oh, so good. I've been jamming that song a lot lately. You've got Run to the Hills. Again, kind of like The Trooper. Yeah, it's cool when you first hear it, but then after you've heard it so many times, you think, all right, can we play something else? You've got Total Eclipse and Gangland. They're a bit dumb. I can get why, I don't talk about them very much because they're just a bit weird. I'd rather listen to Gangland, I think, than Total Eclipse. But anyway, who cares? Because Hallowed Be Thy Name comes after that. And we all know what that song is. That song is literally played live at every show. And it's just amazing. Literally, that song alone is probably why this album reaches number 2, because it's just such a killer song, and just look at the artwork, for God's sake. It's insane. And on the back here, it's got the biblical verse of the intro to the song Number of the Beast. Woe to you of earth and sea. It sounds cool, which is actually on my arm. Revelations 13:18, the verse where they talk about the beast, so that's what that is, and it's just such a sick album. My God, after this ranking, I think I need an Iron Maiden day where I just play all these albums again, except Seventh Son. So, team, you know what that means. Number 1 for me, the definitive Iron Maiden, the Iron Maiden, the one that you need and must love, is obviously my shirt. The first album. It's just original, remastered. It's just everything. Everything that this album is me. Mum played me this album and I died. It was like going through puberty. It was insane. It changed my life completely. Everything that I wanted to do in terms of guitar playing was because of this. Everything that this band did, I wanted to do. I had a band, I forced them to play Phantom of the Opera. We did it, and we nailed it so good. That's the top Maiden song, Phantom of the Opera. I forced them to play it. Thankfully, they weren't against it, and they loved it. We went down so well. Obviously, Maiden's first album is self-titled, so therefore, our first album is going to be self-titled, duh. Live After Death didn't come out until the 5th album is Live After Death, if you count live albums. So that means our 5th album was going to be live, obviously, Everything they did, they've got a song called Maiden, so we need a song after our band. Everything they did, wanted to do. And I can't talk enough about this album. Every song on here is amazing, okay? I'm probably biased because I've listened to this album like at least 666 times. Prowler, Remember Tomorrow, Running Free, Phantom of the Opera. Side 1. Oh my God. Prowler is great. You got to remember, it's a debut. For a debut album, it's absolutely amazing. And Steve was never happy with the production, and I get why he says that. Yes, it does sound a bit timid, and it does sound a bit weak, but it's just so good. Transylvania is the instrumental on here, and it's just so wow. I love that song. I still play that song today. Strange World is a beautifully slow written song, beautiful melodies. Charlotte the Harlot comes back with a punch in the face. And then it's got Iron Maiden on it, which is probably my least favourite song on here. but I don't care. Honestly, this album is gold, and if you don't have it in any way, shape, or form, there's something wrong with you. Go get it, please. Sweet as team, there we go. There is the episode 9 Iron Maiden rankings. Let me know in the comments down below why mine are wrong. Let me know why your opinions are better. Tell me why Fear of the Dark is good. Tell me why the first album is shit. Tell me why anything else. Just please fight me. Thank you so much for watching, team. I hope you had a good time. Yeah, like I say, let me down below what your favorites are, and let me know if you have, if you wish to see a certain band that you'd rather rank. I'm in the middle of doing another one, which will be up soon, hopefully. But other than that, team, look at the links; they're all there. Go browse the channel if you're new. If you're new, then hi. If you're a reoccurring visitor, it's good to see you again. I like it when you turn up. You keep everyone smiling. It's really good. I don't know how you do that, but it's awesome. So yeah, take care, team, and I will see you all. I will see you all very soon, I promise. So just hang tight for it all. But until then, stay inside, wash your hands, and see you later.